Hello everyone. I'm going to show you all how to complete a teaching strategies goal checkpoint. I'm hoping this will be a more interactive way to show you how to navigate the teaching strategies goal website. So to complete a checkpoint, what you're going to do is log into teaching strategies gold from a web browser. So you can choose between Safari and some of you still use Puffin. So you can choose between one of those web browsers. And the Safari web browser is at the bottom of your iPad. It is a blue icon with a compass in it. And so you'll select Safari. And at the top in the address bar, you'll type in teachingstrategies.com and it'll bring you to this website. And you'll click the log in here. And then it'll take you to a page where you can type in your username and your password. And from there, you'll see this site once you get logged in. So there's a couple ways to complete a checkpoint. So I'll try and show you maybe a couple different ways to do it, and then you can decide which way works better for you. So what you're going to do is go to the checkpoint tab here, and I'm going to show you by child first. So here you see, please select a child to continue. So I'm going to select my first child that's on the screen. And we only collected documentation in the social, emotional, and physical domain. So you don't even worry about these bottom ones down here. Just pretend they are not there. And we're only focusing on social, emotional, and physical. So you'll click here and it'll drop down all the objectives and dimensions that we documented on. And all of your levels will say, please select. I have been playing around in here for a little bit, so mine do not say that. All of mine don't say that, but yours will until you complete it, and then they'll show the levels that you assigned here. So what you're going to do is, oh, and here is the documentation that you've input. So the minimum was 2. So some of you may have more here, and some of you may only have 2. But that's the amount of documentation that you've input for each dimension on here. So you'll click select level and it'll bring you up to the screen that you saw on the iterator reliability and when you assigned levels while documenting. So I do not have real documentation because this is a demo class, but on this screen you'll see the indicators. So uses adult support to calm self, comfort self by seeking out special object or person. And these are all the indicators for the social emotional area, and the objective regulates own emotions and behaviors. And the dimension is managing feelings. So you can select this plus sign over here for examples if you want an example of what teaching strategies would consider uses adult support and calm self, and for the rest of the indicators. And down here, you'll see your color bands. And for documentation, you select View All. And here is you viewing all of the documentation that you've input for Objective 1A for the child that we selected. So here you will have real documentation. And here's the date that you input the documentation, and it'll show you the documentation that you entered. And right here is the levels that you assigned previously. So when you input this documentation on April 8th, if you selected that it was a level 2, it's going to show you the level 2, the documentation on the level 2. So for this one, to assign the final level that we're doing for the checkpoint, I'll just select level 2 because both pieces of my documentation were on the level. So then at the bottom of the page, you'll select next dimension. Now there are 9 screens, so this is screen 1 of 9. So we have 9 other dimensions that we have to go through to assign levels to. So to assign final levels to. So this is the second dimension, follows limits and expectations. And you'll see the child's name here. And so I have input 2 pieces of documentation, one at a level 3 and one at a level 5. So what you're going to want to do at this point is read the documentation that you entered, and then from there select the level that you feel is most appropriate for the child as a whole. So if you have more pieces of documentation, that is I feel it's a bit easier to assign a level because you have more to choose from. So I'll select a 3 here, but you may select 4, you may select 5, whichever one you feel is best describes the child. And you'll click select next dimension. And you'll keep going through all the way until you get to screen 9 of 9. So I've already selected levels here. So you just go through and select your levels, look at the documentation, and select the level that's most appropriate for the child. Um, and so once you get to screen 9 of 9, you'll click Save and Close. And then it's going to take you back to the screen with all of your objectives and all of your dimensions here. So you'll go through each this with each dimension. So this is for follows, limits, and expectations. And it's the same thing that you did for the inner rate of reliability. And so you'll use these as your kind of to gauge where you want to score the child's final level. And again, you'll click Save Next Dimension and continue until you get to the last screen, 9 of 9. And you'll click Save and Close. And then it'll take you back here. So this is all the levels that I've previously assigned and that you will assign. So yours will still say select level, select level, select level. And you'll need to go through all of these and select the level for the final child. And so then you'll click on physical and you'll do the exact same thing. And so from here, once you have completed all of the levels and each box says level, the level that you assigned, you can click Finalize this checkpoint. And it'll just say, are you sure you want to finalize this checkpoint? And then the child's name, and you can click OK. And then it'll take you to this screen, but again, you don't need to worry about that. We're only doing social, emotional, and physical. So you'll need to make sure you click Finalize this checkpoint for both the social, emotional, and the physical domains. And it says checkpoint finalized, so I can't go in and change it again. Or, well, you can click Unfinalize this checkpoint, and it'll let you edit it. Are you sure you want to unfinalize? You can click Select yes if you want to go back and change it. So be sure to finalize both checkpoints for the physical and social emotional domains. And that is how you complete a checkpoint.